Then snap it on the score line. To make the boat, we're going to start by lining up 4 sticks, like this. Then I'm cutting down some sticks to the width of the hull. And using my glue gun to fix them in place, like this, to hold it all together. I used 3 cross pieces in total. Next, we're going to draw on a pointed bow shape of the boat at the front and carefully cut it out with our knife. Then I'm turning it over and I'm going to build some sides. I marked this stick with a pencil and cut it to size. Then did exactly the same to another stick, so we have 1 for each side. You can see I cut the front at an angle, which will allow for a sloping front to our boat. I stuck these on with my glue gun. Then I stuck on another couple of pieces to complete the front of the boat. Glue the joins to make it nice and strong, and it should look like this. Next, I glued on a piece across the back and cut a couple more pieces to fit at the front of the boat, like this. This front piece here is where we're going to attach our elastic band. So I'm going to strengthen it by sticking on some more pieces of wood, like this, so the grain of the sticks is at right angles to the original one. I'm also shaping the sticks like this to give clearance for our rubber band. And I need to drill a hole through the middle of the piece I just made, which I'm doing over some thick cardboard. Then we're ready to glue it into the front of our boat, like this. And the piece behind it. And it's looking really good. I'm gluing another piece along the bottom here for strength. Then I removed the 3 pieces we stuck onto the bottom originally to minimise the drag of the boat at the bottom. I cut off the excess stick at the back and fixed on some short strengthening pieces here. Next, I used a ruler to mark 2 even points down the side of the boat, about 40 mil from the back. I stuck in some strengthening panels to the sides of the boat then drilled in holes at the points I marked. These holes need to be big enough for a skewer to push through. I tidied up the boat and gave it a good sand with some sandpaper. And it's looking really smart. Next, we're going to make the paddles. I took 2 bottle tops, poked a hole through the centres with a screwdriver, just big enough to push a skewer through. To fit these 4 paddles I made, I'm cutting grooves in the bottle top so it looks like this. And the paddles will slot in. I pushed the skewer back in, cut the end off, fitted the other paddles, although one of them was a bit loose, so I'll add that later. Then filled it with glue from the glue gun to hold it all together. Leave it to dry, and it'll look like this. Push it through the boat, cut the skewer to length, then do the same on the other side, making sure it spins freely and that there's enough space for the wood to swell. When it's done, it should look like this. And if you notice, I lined up the paddles on each side, so they're pretty much in sync with each other. And finally, I took a safety pin, cut off the end, and pushed it down into the centre of the skewer like this. This is going to be for winding up our band. And we need to make sure it doesn't obstruct the skewer from turning. So, now we're ready to take an elastic band, thread it through the hole at the front, loop it through itself, then stretch it to the back of our boat, over the pin, and turn the paddles to wind it up. Pretty cool, huh? When we release it, the band powers the paddles, and it should push the boat through the water. So I wound it up again,